Think Malta is just a sun-soaked paradise? Think again. Beneath its beautiful coastlines and centuries-old charm lies a side few tourists ever see, a web of political turmoil, organized crime, and urgent environmental crises that darken the island's allure. While millions flock to admire Valletta's historic streets and Malta's pristine beaches, there's another story simmering beneath the surface. Could these hidden issues be why some claim Malta is paradise, only on the surface? Join us as we peel back the layers to reveal the darker truths behind this island gem. Malta, the tiny Mediterranean island bursting with epic history and stunning views. Malta, this tiny gem of an island tucked away in the Mediterranean. Might be small in size, but wow, does it pack a punch when it comes to history and jaw-dropping views? Standing on a quiet hill, the sunrise unfolds over a vast sea of white sand dunes. Endless, untouched beauty stretches around you, peaceful and timeless. A gentle morning breeze sweeps by, carrying the whispers of ancient stories from those who once journeyed here. The warmth of the sun touches your skin as you breathe in deeply, letting the calmness of this place settle within. Here, life slows down, inviting you to experience the pure wonder of simply being. The capital, Valletta, is like a time capsule, a whole 135 hectares of heritage recognized by UNESCO. Can you believe this city holds over 300 historic monuments? Everywhere you look, there's a story, from grand Baroque palaces under the open sky to towering fortresses that have stood strong through the ages. Valletta's got a history that stretches back nearly 450 years, with a tale to tell around every corner. Despite its compact size, Malta has been incredibly strategic, serving as a vital naval base through the ages, from Venice to Rome to Byzantium and even England. This whole island nation fits into just over 300 square kilometers, making it one of the smallest countries in the world. But don't let its size fool you. Malta's history, landscapes, and culture are absolutely monumental. Environmental challenges and rapid development in Malta. In 2023, Malta saw a surge in visitors, surpassing 3 million tourists, and this rapid growth is transforming the island in major ways. Once quaint fishing towns like St. Julian's and Sliema are now vibrant urban hubs, stirring debate over how to balance progress and heritage. Local organizations, like Flimkiengal Amjent Ajar, have voiced concerns that unchecked development may encroach on the island's valuable green spaces. Water scarcity is expected to become a significant issue by 2030, as Malta's limited freshwater resources face threats from construction runoff and the pressures of a warming climate. The island also grapples with waste management, as aging infrastructure struggles to keep up. Illegal dumping and air pollution are rising concerns, with a 2024 report from the European Environment Agency ranking Malta among the top European countries affected by air quality-related health issues. Despite initiatives, more than 70% of the island's waste still ends up in landfills, which threatens the quality of both air and groundwater. Additionally, increased imports through Grand Harbor are adding to Malta's carbon footprint, heightening environmental concerns. Malta's political landscape balancing tradition and change. Malta's government operates as a parliamentary republic, mirroring the UK's Westminster model, with a multi-party system where elected representatives shape policy. At the helm is the Prime Minister, who drives the government, while the President, a mostly ceremonial role, maintains the nation's constitutional integrity. In principle, this system encourages accountability, allowing for elections if the Prime Minister loses parliamentary confidence. However, ongoing concerns about transparency and the concentration of power raise questions about how well these safeguards work in practice. Malta's political landscape is dominated by two main parties, the Labour Party and the Nationalist Party, leading to fierce rivalry that often creates divides among citizens. This partisanship sometimes sparks protests and accusations of favoritism. In 2024, Miriam Spat de Bono's appointment as president brought cautious optimism, as her role is seen as key to reinforcing transparency and serving the public interest during a period of political tension. However, with long-standing ties between politics and business, many wonder if Malta's leaders can truly move beyond entrenched practices and steer the country toward a future of greater accountability. Corruption and crime issues in Malta. Malta faces ongoing challenges related to corruption and crime, with recent investigations casting light on these persistent issues. In the 2023 Corruption Perceptions Index, Malta received a score of 51, placing it 55th out of 180 countries, underscoring serious concerns over political integrity and public trust. High-profile cases, such as those involving former Prime Minister Joseph Muscat, who is under investigation for financial misconduct, have only heightened scrutiny. Allegations extend to other influential figures, including the Deputy Prime Minister and the Governor of the Central Bank, amplifying public calls for accountability and reform. Although Malta has enacted anti-corruption laws, international observers point out that progress remains gradual, with essential reforms only partially implemented. Between 2021 and 2022, Malta was added to the Financial Action Task Force, FATF, Grey List, spotlighting the nation's financial practices on a global scale. In 2024, the European Public Prosecutor's Office uncovered cases of fraud within Malta's Customs Department, suggesting broader issues in public sectors such as healthcare and finance. Transparency challenges have led to Malta's low ranking among Western European countries in Transparency International's assessments for corruption control, marking a critical area for the nation to address. Financial Center, a thriving hub with room for improvement. Malta has emerged as a dynamic international center for finance, technology, and the creative industries, drawing a range of global firms in banking, insurance, and wealth management. Its business-friendly regulations and tax incentives have made it highly attractive to foreign investors. In recent years, Malta has embraced digital finance, earning the title Blockchain Island, after pioneering a regulatory framework for blockchain and cryptocurrency in 2018. This forward-thinking approach has brought an influx of fintech startups and tech innovators. Despite these advancements, there are calls to refine regulations for greater transparency, especially as Malta's reputation for progressive financial policies draws international interest. Key programs like the Citizenship by Investment program, introduced in 2014, underscore the delicate balance Malta must maintain between fostering economic growth and addressing ethical concerns around residency and citizenship opportunities for investors. Financial misconduct and tax policies in Malta. Over the past 20 years, Malta has carved out a notable position in the world of international finance, drawing multinational corporations with a tax framework that offers substantial savings. Foreign companies operating in Malta can enjoy tax rates as low as 5%, a strategy the government believes bolsters economic growth and attracts global investment. However, critics warn this setup may encourage profit shifting and exploitation of tax loopholes. Malta's financial system gained global attention in 2018 with the closure of Pilatus Bank, which faced allegations of financial misconduct. The resulting investigations uncovered gaps in oversight and raised concerns about the effectiveness of Malta's Financial Intelligence Analysis Unit, which had missed significant red flags. This incident sparked a broader debate over Malta's regulatory framework and its dedication to financial transparency. The European Union has also raised concerns, noting that the country's financial system may be prone to misuse, given the ease with which companies can establish entities to facilitate complex transactions and obscure financial origins. Malta's listing on the Financial Action Task Force, FATF, Grey List in 2021, further underscored these vulnerabilities, pushing the government to strengthen regulations. The country responded by intensifying inspections, enforcing stricter penalties, and reprioritizing regulatory oversight to address anti-money laundering deficiencies. Although these efforts have led to more court cases and penalties, critics argue that enforcement largely targets smaller entities, while larger, well-connected corporations often avoid the same level of scrutiny. The tightened regulations have also posed challenges for smaller businesses that now find it more difficult to access banking services. Outside of finance, another unexpected sector is increasingly influencing Malta's global reputation. The rise of Malta's online gaming industry. Over the last 2 decades, Malta has established itself as a prominent center for online gaming. With its ideal location, stable political environment, and appealing tax incentives, Malta has attracted numerous gaming companies, making the industry a major economic player, contributing approximately 14% of the country's GDP. Since the Malta Gaming Authority was founded in 2001, Malta has become known as Europe's gaming capital, with over 200 licensed gaming companies now operating from the island. This boom has spurred job creation and drawn in substantial foreign investment, strengthening Malta's economy. However, the rapid expansion of online gaming has also raised some concerns. The easy accessibility of gaming platforms has sparked discussions on responsible gaming practices, with a 2023 survey indicating that a portion of the population might be at risk of developing gaming-related issues. Additionally, while the industry's economic advantages are clear, its potential social impacts are being carefully considered. As Malta continues to promote the gaming sector, balancing economic growth with responsible practices remains a top priority, aiming to ensure transparency within this flourishing industry. Illegal labor practices and worker exploitation in Malta. Every year, thousands of migrants from North Africa and beyond arrive in Malta, drawn by the hope of safety and better opportunities. Many find employment in sectors like construction, agriculture, and domestic work. However, they often face harsh realities, working long hours in hazardous conditions for minimal pay, largely due to weak legal protections and limited contractual security. Malta's position as a migration hub has led to an increase in unfair labor practices, especially within hospitality and delivery services. The Global Slavery Index reveals a troubling rise in illegal labor practices, with many workers reporting withheld wages, intimidation, and unsafe living arrangements. In 2024, an EU report estimated that about 4% of Malta's migrant workforce was vulnerable to exploitation. In response, the Maltese government rolled out a national strategy for 2024 to 2030, focusing on strengthening worker protections, improving victim identification, and expanding support services in partnership with the EU and the Council of Europe. Nevertheless, challenges persist, particularly in sectors like hospitality, where deceptive practices can drive wages as low as €3 per hour. Additionally, the subcontracting system in delivery services has created precarious conditions for many workers. While these initiatives represent progress, countless migrant workers still face uncertainty and inadequate pay, underscoring the urgent need for continued reform to protect Malta's vulnerable workforce. Malta's economy, tourism boom and emerging challenges. Since the Suez Canal opened in 1869, Malta has prospered as a strategic stopover for ships, spurring trade as vessels refueled at its ports. This advantageous position spurred Malta's early economic growth. Yet by the late 1800s, advancements in long-range merchant ships reduced the need for refueling, gradually impacting the island's economic momentum. By the mid-20th century, Malta faced economic challenges, with limited natural resources like limestone and the ability to produce only about a fifth of its food. Despite these hurdles, Malta's abundant sunshine has remained a valuable asset. Today, tourism serves as a vital component of Malta's economy, accounting for over a quarter of its GDP. With a warm Mediterranean climate, captivating history, and unique architecture, the island attracts millions of visitors each year. UNESCO World Heritage sites like Valletta, the Hypogeum of Halsaflieni, and ancient megalithic temples enhance its appeal. However, this tourism success places significant demands on Malta's infrastructure and resources, particularly its limited water supply. The influx of tourists and foreign investment has also driven up real estate prices, impacting affordability for local residents. While promising sectors like finance and technology offer job growth, the rise in low-wage service positions points to an economic divide. Tourism has become indispensable to Malta's prosperity, but it raises a critical question. Can Malta sustain this level of growth while preserving its distinct charm and natural resources? Illegal hunting, a persistent challenge in Malta's bird migration hub. Malta, situated along a vital migration route between Europe and Africa, is a hotspot for birdwatchers. Unfortunately, illegal hunting persists as a major issue, despite existing wildlife protection laws. Protected species, including turtle doves, harriers, and storks, are frequently targeted, with around 100 endangered birds estimated to be affected annually. Reports suggest that certain illegal activities are organized, feeding a profitable trade in rare birds, where species like rare falcons can fetch up to $5,000. Over the past decade, authorities have recorded more than 4,000 illegal hunting incidents, yet effective enforcement remains elusive. In 2023, nearly 90% of cases ended with minimal or no penalties, underscoring accountability issues. Malta's entrenched hunting culture adds further complexity, with many locals viewing it as a tradition. The hunting lobby wields substantial political influence, with reports of informal alliances forming between political groups and hunting advocates during elections, potentially blocking stricter regulations. This issue extends beyond a mere clash between hunters and conservationists, highlighting larger governance and enforcement challenges. In 2022, despite EU restrictions, over 15,000 finches were reportedly trapped, emphasizing the pressing need for stronger wildlife protections. As Malta's appeal attracts more residents, the strain on its limited land resources continues to grow, making effective conservation measures more urgent than ever. Malta's high population density, growth, challenges, and opportunities. With an area just over 300 square kilometers and a population surpassing 500,000, Malta is set to become the most densely populated country in the European Union by 2024, even outpacing some of Europe's busiest urban centers. What attracts so many people to this small island? Malta's appeal is clear. It offers favorable tax incentives, breathtaking landscapes, and a reputation for safety, making it a hotspot for international workers, digital nomads, and retirees alike. By 2024, foreign nationals will make up nearly a quarter of Malta's population, a dramatic shift in just a few years. However, this rapid growth is reshaping Malta in significant ways. Real estate prices have soared by 60% over the last decade, with monthly rents for a one-bedroom apartment in central areas reaching around $1,200. For locals, whose median annual income is approximately $24,000, these rising costs create considerable financial strain. While the influx of expatriates brings new opportunities, it also sparks important discussions around cultural identity and economic adaptation. Many locals express concerns about preserving Malta's unique character, while others debate the impact of a shifting job market on wages and employment. Environmentally, Malta faces additional pressures. Growing demand for water stresses the island's reliance on desalination, and with landfills nearing full capacity, waste management has become a critical issue. Religion in Malta, deep roots and cultural influence. Malta is a predominantly Catholic country, with around 94% of its population identifying as Roman Catholic. Religion is woven into the very fabric of Maltese life, visible in the island's impressive 365 churches, one for each day of the year, each carrying unique stories and cultural importance. According to tradition, Christianity arrived in Malta in AD 60 when the Apostle Paul was shipwrecked there, marking the beginning of its deep Christian heritage. Religious influence is seen in everything from vibrant festivals to community customs, and even in Malta's laws. As the only European Union nation where abortion remains illegal, With penalties of up to 3 years in prison, Malta has ongoing debates around women's rights and potential legal reforms. Until 2011, divorce was also prohibited, a decision that was only overturned after intense public debate, reflecting the strong role of Catholic values in shaping family law and social norms. Religion has a significant impact on Maltese culture, with public opinion often closely aligned with church teachings. While this fosters a sense of unity among locals, it can be challenging for newcomers or non-Catholics adjusting to these deeply held values. Each town's center is often marked by its parish church, the focal point of community life and a symbol of local heritage. However, the preservation of these historic buildings can be a burden for communities, sparking questions on how best to honor tradition while adapting to modern needs. The impact of World War II on Malta. Malta's breathtaking landscape hides a history marked by incredible hardship. During World War II, this beautiful island was thrust into a critical role, caught between Nazi Germany and Fascist Italy in the Mediterranean. From 1940 to 1942, Malta endured more than 3,000 air raids, transforming everyday life into a daily battle for survival. In just 2 years, over 30,000 buildings were destroyed, with homes, schools, markets, and cherished churches reduced to rubble. Streets once filled with life turned eerily quiet. Malta experienced 154 days of relentless bombing, each day further eroding the island's sense of safety and security. The loss of ancient churches struck deeply, as they held special meaning in Malta's heritage. In this time of crisis, the resilience of the Maltese people shone through. They took refuge in places like the Lascaris war rooms, where strategic defenses were planned. Despite food shortages, constant fear, and massive destruction, the people of Malta stood strong. By 1942, the tide in the Mediterranean began to shift with the support of Allied forces, and the bombings gradually ceased. To honor their incredible bravery, King George VI awarded Malta the George Cross, a symbol of their unwavering courage in the face of unimaginable adversity. Malta's thriving film industry. Today, Malta has transformed into a sought-after filming location, with its historic charm and scenic views setting the stage for over 100 major films. The island's relationship with cinema began in 1918 with The Sunset Princess, and since then, it has become a favorite among filmmakers. Malta's unique appeal lies in its diverse locations and competitive financial incentives. In 2005, the government introduced a rebate program offering up to 27% back on production expenses, which has drawn major Hollywood hits like Gladiator, World War Z, and Game of Thrones to its shores. While the film industry brings clear economic benefits, it has stirred mixed emotions among locals. Some residents worry about losing cultural authenticity, feeling that Malta is gradually becoming a global film set instead of a place with its own stories and heritage. Balancing economic growth with cultural preservation remains a priority as Malta navigates its growing role in the world of film. Thank you for tuning into today's video. If you enjoyed it, give us a thumbs up, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for Eagle Discovery. Your support really makes a difference. Check out the video that's just popped up on your screen. I'm sure it'll keep you just as engaged. Let us know in the comments which country you'd love to see us explore next. Thanks for joining us, and we'll catch you in the next adventure. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more amazing content. See you soon.